Hello, everybody. It's Ryan Maloney here, and it's the liquor talking right now. And unfortunately, Randall Bird's still up in the Arctic Circle somewhere, hopefully looking for our lost case of Canadian Club. But
He's not
that,
doing snow angels.
well, he's probably doing that too. But thank you. We got a lot of show to get to. We got a lot of things going on, and of course, well, let's just bring Ray in right now as he makes his way to his dais. Said he had a sore throat. Don't kiss that baby.
Yep.
It's the wine of the week. It's the wine of the week. Only. All right, enough of that nonsense. All right, Ray. What is the wine of the week?
The wine of the week. So continuing our Thanksgiving wine accompaniments,
Okay.
I selected today a red Zinfandel.
Oh, I like Renzi.
Yeah, it's thing about Zinfandel, it tends to be a savory type red wine, and I thought it would pair well with obviously turkey, but stuffing, squash, butternut squash, that type of thing. And
I mentioned this. I mentioned this before, but it's also one of those type of things that, especially if you get a fresh turkey, it's a little bit more akin to a game bird
Yes.
than it is like, let's say, to like chicken.
like chicken.
So
Yeah.
you can get a little bit more of the red wines and stuff like that. To Pinots, Gamay, especially. I love Zin, so this is right up my alley. So
Yeah, so this one here, the reason I picked this one, it's kind of unique. I hate to use the term boutique, but it is kind of a boutique type winery. It's called Monte Rio. Monte Rio. It's
raspberry, man.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's from the Lodi region,
Okay,
and
that'd be the biggest growing area in California, wouldn't it, Ray?
yes, it would. Yes,
The wine
it would.
wine producing
was
area in
hoping
California.
I was hoping Randall would be here for a little trivia question. But so
I just want to make sure you asked the question and I got it. So I just wanted everybody to know that.
So Monte Rio, when I say boutique, it is boutique in that this particular bottle here of Zinfandel, 2020 vintage, 300 cases were made.
Oh, that is boutique.
Yeah, so they came in and Eric and everybody, we all tasted it and we said, "Oh man, this is so well balanced. It's not over the top, high alcohol like a lot of Zins can
Yeah, what is
be."
the alcohol level on this, anyways?
13.5, 14.5, right around there.
Okay, it's a little bit up there, but it's not crazy.
Oh, it's not
Some get
crazy.
14, 15.
Oh, it's not 15,
That's-
16,
Yeah, yeah.
which some of them can be. Yeah. So you guys hit it right. Some raspberry, some blueberry notes as well. Tobacco, vanilla.
I taste a little
little
bit of
plum.
deliciousness in that too.
Yeah.
How about you?
Absolutely. That's what they call it. Zinfandel is like the first, not that I'm a wine guy at all, but it was the first wine category that I genuinely loved. And I bought a lot of them early on.
Well, Zin is the granddaddy of grapes in California. It's been the most widely planted for years and years. But one other thing about this wine here, these this is a very intense, concentrated
It is
style
good.
of
It's
wine.
big.
And the reason is these vines are anywhere from 95 to 120 years old,
Okay.
which means the vines are not what you would
So a
visually
young
them to be.
Zinfandel, you're saying?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm saying old.
These are like
Zinfandel.
tree trunks. They're
Yeah,
like
yeah,
tree
they're
trunks. Very, very small berries are produced, which means more concentration of flavor and intensity. And it's, by the way, it's all for people who are interested. It's 100% organic.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So, okay, give us the name, give us the price.
So it's Monte Rio.
Monte Rio.
Yep. And it's 2020 vintage, and it's $24.99
Okay.
less 15%.
Okay. That's great.
That's
Yep.
fantastic.
Avail-
That's great.
Available as we speak for 15% off and available to taste.
Now the,
All right, great.
now the question becomes, is this one that Ryan's going home with? Because he usually goes home
Well,
with your
I think my
wine.
wife said she made some homemade chicken soup, so this one is probably the first time it hasn't. But I don't know what we're having tomorrow, so I might just get a bottle anyways.
Yeah,
There you
it's
go.
it's
You know?
it's kind of it's so unique. You're not going to see this in too many stores because obviously
Well, it's
300
just a
cases
real
made.
small amount.
Right, right.
I might get a couple bottles anyways.
How much was this again? I
$24.99
might have to
Put
get this one.
15%
less
off.
15%.
So
Yep.
there you go. All right. There's a lot of stuff before Ray has to leave us. There's a lot of stuff going on in the wine department this week, and I figured we would tackle it today. The first part is actually sold out. We have a VIP sake This is Sake Saturday for those that you didn't know. Saturday, November 9th. And we had a VIP tasting seminar from 1 to 2. That is sold out. We're going to do some great stuff there. However, everybody's invited to the walk around tasting today at 2 o'clock. So starting at 2 o'clock to 3:30, we have a walk around tasting, and it's actually it's 6 tables of sake. So if you really wanted to learn about sake or get into sake, and you don't want to spend the money to do so, the tasting's free. So you can go down and talk to people that sell it, get some background information on it, and actually try it.
I'm hoping that there's another way that I can learn how to drink sake, because the only way that I know is at a hibachi grill with the guy doing the squeeze bottle from across the grill into my mouth.
I'm going to let you know there are
And-
other ways to drink sake.
Oh, this is what I'm all about.
Spoiler alert, John. Spoiler alert. There's other ways to enjoy sake.
I'm really looking forward to this.
So we have different people that are actually manning the tables, and they've from our supplier, and they're actually picking their favorites to man the table on it. So like table 1 is Justin, table 2 Steve, table 3 is Alexa. So
Love it.
it's sort of really cool. I don't want to leave table 4 Samantha out of the blue, but she's there too. So we have all these different sakis. Each one of them has about 5 or 6 sakis on it. So this is a really good way to learn about a category that you may be unfamiliar with.
I'm excited.
So we decided to put this together, and we thought it would be a lot of fun. And by the seminar sold out, so there you go. But a free tasting today at 2 o'clock on Saturday, November 9th. And we have another event coming up this weekend while I have Ray here too, because Ray's involved with this one. So we have a wine tasting and floral arrangement with Gulbakian Florist of Southborough, and I think I said that right.
Yep.
Thursday, November 14th, from 6:30 to 8. This is something really, really cool. You're going to make your own centerpiece for your like Thanksgiving holiday table. And she's going to create you can sit down, you're going to create your own centerpiece. Everything that you need to do that, you're going to get. It's $65 to go. You're going to be able to take your arrangement home, which is worth like $90. And we're going to give you a $5 Julio's gift card. While you're doing that and you're having fun putting this thing together, Ray's going to be serving you wine. So
Thanksgiving appropriate wines.
well, that's the whole point too, right?
Yeah.
You're making the centerpiece for your holiday table, and Ray's going to actually go through all of the wines to do so. You got Acrobat Pinot Gris, Dashwood Pinot Noir, Gugal Cote de Rome, which is one of my favorites. That's actually one of my favorites with turkey too. La Sierra Moscato, and is that Jadot?
Louis Jadot.
Louis Jadot Beaujolais Village,
right.
which I was talking about earlier, is Gamay Grape.
Right.
Which is
So-
the one that goes with turducken.
Which one?
We talked about that last week. Turducken. I have enough of a hard time making sure that the turkey comes out. Jennifer says she's getting me a new set of knives because I basically butcher the thing. But anyways, so I have a hard enough time that without taking a turkey and putting other birds inside of it. You know, what is the whole thing though? You're supposed to put it's a turkey, and then inside that there's a duck.
There's a chicken inside of a duck inside of a turkey.
I mean, no quail. What's wrong with quail?
We could try that.
We could try that.
We could go 4.
I'm going to say this right now.
You need a wine to pair with each.
Well, we got another thing going on this weekend. I'm going to actually point this out. I've had like it wouldn't be like a Cornish game hen, but something like that, or a quail. The best one I ever had was at Fireflies, and he did it really good. And so I will let everybody know that there is not much space left. But Tuesday, November 12th, that's this Tuesday, 6 to 9, you can still call them up, 508-357-8883, or go to the website for Fireflies. And they're having a pinhook whiskey and rye, bourbon and rye dinner. And John will attest that
Those are some of the best events ever. I mean,
too much food.
For who?
I don't know. Like, listen, when the main course is not the main course, this is not the main course, not the main course. Was a half a chicken, and then you had the main course after a half a chicken. There's too much food.
Yeah.
All right. John, get us out of here.
I can get us out of here. All right, everybody. You're listening to It's the Liquor Talking, and we will see you on the other side. You're listening to Radio AM 830 on your dial,
Great.
WCRN.
Thanks, Ray. Hey, Ray, stay here. We're going to do the.
Sure.
You feeling okay?
Mm.
You good?
Yeah.
You want to do? We can come back and tell everybody what the thing was. We can do it so you can take off. I know you take off, but you also wanted to try the drink of the show because you saw it here
Yes.
and wanted to do it. So let's do the drink of the show. I will pour. Johnny, you want to tell them what the drink of the show is?
Sure. I am happy to say that the drink of the show is Takamine Japanese whiskey, which is 21-year-old.
Yeah.
And I should have said in New England, it's nobody's business what's in your mug. I should have said that first.
That's okay. Randall's not here.
I'm learning the Randall rules of things, right? So
If that's all right.
I just did take some notes on this, and we did a stellar tasting during the
Last Saturday afternoon, yeah.
last Saturday during the Whiskey Roadshow, and they did the entire lineup. We went 8, 17, 20, 21, 23, and 26, and oh my God, each one was better than the next, and I really had a hard time picking one at the end.
Unbelievable, right?
But this 21 that we're about to try right now, I ended up taking notes on this one because I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to this stuff. And I'll just let the liquor speak for itself, right? Because that's what
This is they use koji
fermentation.
well, yeah, but they use they use koji for the fermentation on this koji spores, which is a little bit different, and they don't have to malt the barley because they're using koji. They just basically polish the grain, and then they use koji to ferment, and it gives a different fermentation process, but they don't have to malt the barley. And I was shocked. Like, it was really cool listening to it. You can actually check it out. Go to It's the Liquor Talking, and we have it up there wherever you get your podcasts, and look for the tasting. And it goes through the whole thing. So if you're really that interested in it, you can do this. But what do you think, Ray?
Absolutely delicious. This is really, really good. It's so smooth. I mean, there's no bite. Really nice.
So go ahead, Johnny. Talk about.
I'll post some notes on Friday. But having just spent some time on this one yesterday, there's just so much fruit going on, but it's still like those rich caramel toffee, in addition to the red apples, and get a little bit of that red grape in there. It's unlike anything else, I think, because of that koji fermentation. But
that's it's only like 44% ABV too.
But for a 21-year-old, there is not a lot of tannin here. There's
there's enough. There's structure,
but it's not overly woody at all.
No.
The thing that I found interesting about what they do when they make this also is when they run through the first distillation, they go into the second distillation. They actually they bring the proof down, which add water to it before the second distillation. It's just a whole different process and a whole bit different thought process to making whiskey. And I'm going to tell you, this goes for, I'll tell you the price on this goes for about $310, I believe.
It's 310.
310. I know that's a lot of money, and it is a lot of money. By the way, we sold a ton of it on Saturday because guys are like, oh my God.
I know. I was one of them.
I know that's a lot of money, but for a 21-year-old Japanese whiskey made in Japan, from Japan, everything that's in this thing is from Japan. That's a relative steal, because anything else that you would get in the 21 range is in the thousands of dollars.
We should. I totally agree, but we should also say that this is a single cask lock and key.
This is a single cask lock and key presentation for Massachusetts. So,
Yeah.
So good. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to It's the Liquor Talking right here, WCRN, AM 830. And we're actually, we all have our mugs out. And if you're just joining us back on the radio, we did a in-depth profile of this during the break. Check it out on It's the Liquor Talking podcast, or even on the Julio's Liquors Facebook page. You can get the show within the show. You want to tell them what we're drinking for the drink of the show?
Absolutely. We're drinking a whole lot of deliciousness. How about that?
That's great.
It's Takamine 21-year-old single cask lock and key pick. And there was cask number 3930, 44.4 ABV. And we were just discussing like some of the notes and how there's like a good element of fruit and a lot of richness with that caramel, toffee, and vanillas, and some tannins, but not overly woody, I think was the consensus up here.
I got to give you a little. There's a little bit more background we discussed during the break, but I also am going to tell you that we have a 21. This is the 21, and there's a 23. Those are single cask offerings. They're It's good to have friends. Let's put it that way. It's good to have friends. This is an exclusive offering here for Massachusetts from at Julio's and Lock and Key. So basically, it's nice to have friends. These two barrels were very, very highly sought after. They're not available to everybody. My good friends in Chicago, Binny's, Brett Pontoni there, who's been on the show a couple times. He was involved with this. He got this stuff, and they said that, oh, we're going to Massachusetts. He goes, make sure you offer Ryan Maloney some of the 21 and the 23-year-old. So it was bought by a restaurant group. I can't disclose what restaurant group it was, but Binny's in Chicago and Julio's Liquors here as part of a single barrel program.
No, I did love that entire tasting that we did last weekend as part of Whiskey Roadshow. This was a showcase where we did the 8, the 17, the 20, 21, 23, 26. And we keep saying, each one was just amazing on its own. But
Right.
as it kept going, it really just took off. And each one was better than the next. And I was really hard pressed to pick one. And I know we had very little of the 23, so that's the one
23 is almost gone.
Yeah.
The 21 I probably have the most of because it was the least expensive out of the offerings. Still over $300. I have to tell everybody this in
not
all honesty.
cheap.
However, 21 fully Japanese whiskey, as I was talking about during the break, is you almost can't get it. It would be thousands of dollars, not 300.
And there's very few whiskeys in my personal world that I think are worth money like that. I think this was definitely one of those I thought was
Well,
amazing.
I'll give you some of the stats. And Ray was here last weekend too, so I think it's pretty apropos that he's here. The stats for Whiskey Roadshow last week: we had 53 tables, we had 250 participants. We didn't do the lock and key stuff at one table. They were spread out to their
Appropriate.
Old Elk was with Old Elk and stuff. So stuff we offered was spread around. Number one whiskey sold for Whiskey Roadshow was Old Elk. Now,
It was worth the wait.
it was worth the wait. The center cut Old Elk, and we have that open. You can try any. Really, we have these open so you can try them. So it's not like it's a mystery here, and we're telling you about something you can't get. You can get all these, and the only way that happens when you start selling, I think we sold 5 cases of Old Elk. The only way that happens is people have to go, come here, you got to try this.
Yeah.
And people actually
Yeah.
take people. You've been in wine situations, Ray. You know what I'm talking about. Yep. You got to be dragged over by somebody to actually try it. So we sold like 5 cases of that. The next whiskey down was a local whiskey we did with the guys at Bully Boy, which is the Wicked Dark. The Wicked Dark
So
bourbon.
fun to say.
It is so fun to say. It's it's like I feel like I'm. You know what I feel like I'm in one of those movies where everybody has this terrible, not realistic Boston accent, and you can just like really lay into it. Wicked Dark, and that was the second one. The third, and so like when you start getting multiple sales of certain items, especially with 53 tables, you get 200 and something whiskeys. It was over 250 whiskeys to try. You sell like a bottle of everything. Like that's the way it sort of works. I mean, because everybody likes certain things, they're only going to spend so much money, so they do. So when you get like a lot of multiples of an item, that really sort of like zones in that this is like the hit. Right. The third most whiskey sold was the 21-year-old.
Really? Get out. I didn't know
the
that.
21-year-old Japanese whiskey.
Does not surprise me.
And that was the number 3. Now, at $310,
What does that tell you?
That tells you that people went nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, when you sell something, that was, I think it was over 2 cases, over 12 bottles, like 13, 14 bottles. That when you start talking about something like that at that price point, and you're talking about multiple case lots sold, that's a hit.
It tells you something.
It tells you something.
It's incredible.
You know, so
Yeah.
you know, this is the stuff you gotta like. This is the stuff you watch, and we get to. The great part is we get to drink it.
So much fun.
So much fun.
So much fun.
And Johnny actually will have this one so on the cart. So if you want to try this to very small amounts, you want to try this to see if you want to get one. And I got to tell you, there's only about 2 cases left of this. So there's like 12, maybe 13 bottles left.
Now we
So.
sold out of the 8-year-old. Are you getting more?
We got it back in. The
Got
eight's
it
back
back.
in. The
Okay.
eight we can get on a regular basis. So the 8-year-old's back in. That's a little over $100. That 8-year-old was really good too, and especially on that one. And we have those for you guys to try. So, just figured I'd put that out there. We
Love
wanted
it.
to have the drink of the show. Well, we're doing it's Sake Saturday, so we had to do a Japanese one, right?
course,
We had to
right.
do it. You had to do
it.
it.
It all comes full circle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to do you want to do the question of the show?
Bring it
Since
on.
I know
While
Ray
we're
has
here.
to go, so let's do the question of the show today. How's that? All right. The larceny question of the show today is: what ingredient found in Asian cuisine was often added to a martini variant popular in the 1990s? What ingredient found in Asian cuisine was often added to a martini variant popular in the 1990s? Now, I'll give you some choices. A, unami. B, lychee. C, fish sauce. Or D, mirin. And mirin is sort of like a Japanese cooking wine for those of you.
So wasabi's not an answer.
Wasabi. Wasabi is not one of the. I'm going to put you this way: wasabi is not the answer, and not only is it not the answer, it's not even one of the options to be the answer. So it's not wasabi.
I just wanted to know, or everybody out there to know, that I did have dinner with Ryan on Saturday, and he got me to eat sushi for the first time in 27 years,
nice.
and it was fabulous. It
Oh.
was, that was fantastic.
Love.
Well, we went over to the Mandarin after we finished the whiskey event next door, and Ming was working over there. I call him the old man, and if he's there, you go to the sushi bar. And he was making up some awesome stuff, and I'm like, he goes, John's like, I don't really eat sushi anymore. I go,
Yeah.
do you want to? And he's like, yes. And I
kinda
go,
did.
well, this is the way. This is the place to. If you're gonna come back to something, and
Yeah.
it's sushi, this is sort of the place to
And
do
now
it.
I'm
You're gonna-
ruined because it was so
It
good.
was really, really good.
Yes, it was art.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Tasty art. But to get back to your question,
All right, enough of that. Enough of the question of the show.
I'm going with a umami.
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 All right.
I'm just guessing.
Anybody on Facebook that wants to answer, please chime in. So A was umami, B is lychee, C is fish sauce, and D is mirin.
Oh boy. I'm gonna say lychee.
Ray is saying lychee. I don't have any. I think everybody's sort of still sleeping on Facebook. Got quite a few people watching, but they're not giving me the answer. But so Ray is correct. It's lychee. It's lychee. Matter of fact, there is a lychee liqueur. That
Really?
yeah, there's a lot of people were using how it was being done is you would buy like a can of lychees, and you would pour off the juice, I guess, or whatever it would be, and then you instead of like an olive or a pickle or an onion, you would spear one of the lychees and put that in the martini.
Interesting.
So
So isn't lychee the stuff that grows on your roof and gutters?
okay, Randall. No, it is not. I think that's lichen, isn't it?
Lichen.
Is that lichen?
That's not lychee?
That's not lychee.
Oh, okay.
Somebody answered D and they want mirin. That's a good second answer, but that it's not the answer. Mirin's another weird one. I mean, you only really use it in cooking.
Umami's a flavor.
Yeah.
For
Umami is really a flavor component.
It's
I
not really
don't know if you could buy umami.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose it's like
It's not like
you can get the bean like
the umami bean,
umami,
or like edamame.
edamame. Yeah, that would be it. But fish sauce would just be like.
No.
John, have you ever had? Okay, there's a thing. This is real.
I know.
I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. Fish key.
I have not had that.
I have a bottle of it tucked away that I'm gonna get to. But it's a fish key it was actually Of course, it was done by a German.
Oh.
What they did is they took, I believe so, but I know what it is. It's actually they took
I
Bruichladdich.
was gonna say Brookline.
They took Bruichladdich and they aged it in a herring fish barrel.
Oh.
Yeah, it's one of the most disgusting things you could ever
It's like why?
put in your mouth. Yeah, it's really bad. And because I always laugh when people go like, "Oh, yeah," we talk about it all the time. It's like Malort, which is a combination of grapefruit pith and gasoline.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody's like, "How bad that is?" I go, "It doesn't even." Fishki, if you actually drink it, you'll taste it the next day. It's terrible.
And
But
I think Floki's up there too, right? Isn't that in a
yeah,
whiskey
but
form?
Floki, all they're doing, Floki is another one. This is sort of a weird thing. They take sheep dung to dry the barley when they're malting it.
Ray's gonna have to leave now.
Yeah, Ray's. I think throwing Ray over. Listen, he deals with wine. There's a lot of disgusting things that are done in that industry too.
Yes.
But I think ours are usually done as a dare in the whiskey industry. But all right, we got to take a break. Ray's got to get out of here.
Still have a
Oh,
minute.
I still got a minute.
Still got a minute.
Oh,
yeah.
that's okay then.
Got
We'll
plenty.
talk about that then. Loki is it's sort of different, but it does. I don't know. It doesn't really disgust me because there's a lot of cultures and stuff like that use like dung to
Sure.
heat houses and cook with and all this
Well,
other
that's
stuff.
just it. For
Yeah.
those that have been deforested, thanks to the English and the Scots, they built all their navy on it. They've been deforested. They need other sources of fuel. Yeah, so that it makes
So it's not
sense.
that off. I mean, it's not one of those things that is totally like it is. Listen, there's in that like Greenland, Iceland, Norway. There's a lot of other disgusting things that they could have been done with. Don't they like fermented shark and all that type of stuff? There's more stuff in than that. So all right, now we got to get out of here. Ray's got to get out of here.
All right, everybody, you're listening to It's the Liquor Talking on WCRN Radio AM 830 on your dial, and
We'll be back
see you
after
on
the break.
outside.
Yeah. Thanks, Ray. Hope you feel better, buddy. What's that? Yeah, so let me know if anything happens. You need any help, okay? There goes Ray. All right. Well, I hope he's going to feel better.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I wanted to mention too is speaking of Whiskey Weekend last weekend, Joseph Magnus, the cigar.
Oh,
blends,
mention that.
The cigar blend was another one that tore out of here.
All right, we got mention that when we come back on the air because that isn't filled up yet. We should make sure we get people going to that.
Exactly what I'm talking about. So I think it's going to be Eddie Barcelona. It's going to be our ambassador for that one. So I can mention that on the other side.
Yeah, we'll mention it on the other side. All right. Since we are sitting here, there is, we're going to do a tip top, which is the one we do these all the time. Tip Top makes to go. And what they do is they sneak me out different ones that are coming up that may not be, they're not available yet or in Massachusetts yet. So I have one here that is not in Massachusetts yet. And it's not really going to be for the foreseeable future. And that is, so Tip Top makes these little cans of pre-mixed cocktails. And this one is one of my favorite, Johnny. This is a paper plane.
Oh.
That's whiskey, lemon, aperitivo bitters, and amaro liqueur.
You like paper planes?
I love paper planes, and you know that.
I never would have guessed.
But I've been really digging these things because they've been pretty on point. So I'm going to try this one. This is sort of a Pogger type thing because these are not available yet. John and I get to try it.
Which cocktail is this?
This is the paper plane. Paper
Yeah,
plane.
you said that.
Yeah, and this is 23% alcohol, so that's 46 proof. I put it on ice because I think these things they almost do them a little bit concentrated so that you know what I mean. You can put them on ice or shake them on ice. I would actually shake this on ice, not just put an ice cube in it.
I would give this a yay. Personally, that's
for a pre-mixed damn cocktail, this is
good.
really damn good.
I totally concur. I'm probably going to finish that.
I like that one. I'm going to have to. Now I got to get some of these.
Dang.
These aren't available. This is not on the schedule yet to be in Massachusetts, which I'm a little ticked about now.
God dang it.
We're going to try another one during the show that is coming, but I figured we would do this one during the break when, no one's listening to us.
Yeah.
and we'll do this one. All right. Let me get this on. Ted can hear us, but that's about it. All right. All right, we're coming back. Hello, everybody. Well, welcome back to It's Liquor Talking. During the break, we actually tried a new product that is coming, not here yet. So if you want to know about that, go to It's Liquor Talking podcast as soon as Cousin Vinny gets it up there, and check it out. If you're interested, new product alert. But we figured we would do that during the break. I'm going to give you something. Well, first of all, before I go any further, John wanted to mention that this Wednesday, Whiskey Wednesday at 7:00, there's still some space available for this one if anybody wants to go. And it is what, Johnny?
Joseph Magnus with Eddie Barcelona. So they were another one that did really well during our whiskey roadshow.
Yeah.
And the cigar blend
Is sought after.
we blew through a lot of that
Yeah.
because we had a lot of it. There's not much of it left, but that is going to be one of the ones on here that are.
All right. So Whiskey Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, what's that? The 13th? Should be the 13th.
Yep, I think
Should
so.
be the 13th. I
don't see a date on here.
And that's coming up. Go to juliosliquors.com. Go to tastings and events. Scroll down till you see that one. Click on it. It's a $10. It's a $10 charge to go, but you get $10 back in a gift card.
Yep.
So
it is the 13th.
You figure it out. It is the 13th.
13th at 7:00.
So check that out. All right. Now we haven't done this in a while. But my lovely wife Jennifer likes to give me articles that she thinks would be really cool about the show, and so let's hit the Gen files. All right, Johnny. We got a really different one here, and I gave it to you so you'd have it in front of you.
I'm intrigued.
You're intrigued? Yeah, you should be.
I am a football fan. Go there.
Okay. Fireball, and I'll give you the whole thing, and then we can discuss it. Fireball introduces Cryerball, like crying, like boo-hoo, a limited edition whiskey that allows football fans to actually drink rivals' tears. Now, if this had been done in April, I would have just went like, this is an April Fool's joke. And it's obviously an advertising point and stuff like that. But the alcoholic beverage brand said that the new creation will mix the emotions of nail-biting finishes and heartbreak with Fireball's iconic cinnamon sweet flavor.
Did they inject
the sweet flavor of victory?
Inject some saline in there to make it actually taste like tears?
No, it's worse. Okay, so no, it's worse. Let me see if I can get down here. I'll give you the whole thing. It's giving football fans something to cry about. The alcoholic beverage brand announced this week will be making a one-of-a-kind whiskeys crafted with real human tears.
Oh, come on.
Called Cryerball, the limited edition release will mix emotion with flavor for an unforgettable drinking experience. To capture the true spirit of the game, blending the emotion of nail-biting finishes and heartbreak with Fireball's iconic cinnamon sweet flavor. All right. In football, few things aside from Fireball, of course, are better than the sweet taste of victory.
Is that even legal?
Especially, well, I'll tell you how they do it. Especially with that W comes at the expense of your biggest rivals. That's the global brand director for Fireball. Our brand is about to embrace that competitive spirit, but amping it up with a little bit more spice. We are on a mission to capture the soul of rivals, a.k.a. the tears of the losers.
Come on.
At the season's biggest game. The expected result is a one-of-a-kind whiskey bottling that is sure to become an ultimate showpiece, allowing for the supreme bragging rights next season. Now, here's next season. To craft the beverage, Fireball workers will be stationed at the most anticipated pro and collegiate rivalry games of the current football season, including the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Dallas Cowboys game on November 10th, which just passed, the Green Bay Packers and Chicago Bears on the November 17th, and the Auburn Tigers versus Alabama Crimson Tide meet on November 30th. They will wear Fireball Tear Collector uniforms and asked fans to shed their tears as they leave the stadiums after the team's loss. Fireball employees will gather the fluids through the use of sealed jars and teardroppers, which will be sterilized and limited to one use per person for maximum hygiene. Listen, I'm drinking some of these tears. We're already past that.
Yeah.
Per
What?
Fireball,
Oh.
the jars will be then transported and undergo a months-long process of sterilization and distillation before becoming Cryerball. Fireball
Now-
fans will then have Cryerball drinks ready for the 2025-2026 season.
Now, in today's day and age of like COVID and other things, I
First
mean,
thing,
come on, that doesn't even seem like that could be something that is. I'm at a loss. Past the fishkey.
yeah. So
No.
listen, you gotta hand it to him. I mean, to come up with something that's so like over the top,
It's getting talked
Cryer
about.
Ball. The only problem with Cryer Ball, the name is sort of weird. It's sort of hard to say, and you're not sure if you're getting the meaning. Tears of the Fallen would or something like that. But here's my other point of this. How many people are actually crying when their team loses?
No, I mean not me. I mean I'm not that hardcore
They,
of a
they,
football fan.
I'm gonna tell you, the Fireball people could maybe collect tantrums or punches. I don't know, but this seems weird.
Maybe they're ripping nose hairs out to get.
I don't know. To get
into
people to cry.
Jeez.
The brands plan to announce the exact location for activations near each stadium on its social channels leading up to game day throughout November. Listen, I think it's a great marketing thing. What is it going to? I mean, ultimately, you have basically one tier per bottle. I think. I don't think it's really gonna.
If nothing else, it's getting them talked about. But how is that?
Well, that's it. We just talked. I mean, we just talked about it.
Right. So mission accomplished. Good on them. But at the same time, like, how is that even like a legal thing? Like to take somebody's bodily fluids and put it in.
I am going to tell you something totally disgusting and totally that. If you have a weak stomach, you may want to turn off the radio at this exact
Plug
moment.
your ears.
They have like you're they are distilling it. They're going to sterilize it. So you can go with that however you want.
How many tears do they think they're gonna collect?
Well, I don't think they have to collect really any. This is all,
right,
okay.
yeah,
So let's not get crazy here.
Okay,
They're
all
not
right,
really
all right.
collecting like billions of tears here. There was a whiskey. I don't think it was a whiskey, but there was an alcohol that used the fermentable sugars from the urine of diabetics as the fermentable sugar for fermentation, then distillation.
How long did that last?
I don't even know. I only heard. I saw
like-
one story about it, and it went away.
Shut that
And so
down.
I don't know how that went. And it was, to me, it was
No.
disgusting.
Shut that down immediately.
Shut that down. I mean, listen, we've had different ones. We've had some of the stuff up in New Hampshire. They make some of the other stuff. They did the green crab, made with green crab. They did whiskeys made with green crab. They did whiskey made with venison. There was they did one. What was the other one? That with beaver. I mean, they did some weird things. But when you start getting into people's bodily fluids to make something, I think it gets a little. There was one that was sweat off of models. I don't know if you remember this one, and that was in vodka, and they just so. Listen. Marketing is marketing.
I have lines.
Yeah, everybody
Boundaries.
has. This is what we talked about last week when it dawned on my daughter that like she wanted to become a knight, and she said I'd have to go back to that bar once a week when she turns 21. She'd have to go back to that bar like once a week, and it would take her so long to try 50 beers to do it. And I go, and she goes, I'd have to go there every week. And I go, welcome to marketing, honey. They just suckered you in. This is the same thing. So you got this whole thing just out of
on the
built
reverse
up.
side of marketing. You know what? This is a good segue into
What?
Soylent.
Oh, okay. You want to do that?
Right.
So
y-
Kenny, I was hoping Kenny was going to be here when we did this, but he's back down in Florida, so he misses out. He knows all about this stuff. So let's do this now.
This is funny because this came from a good friend of the show, Megazone, and it is pumpkin flavored. So he thought, ha ha ha,
It'll be really funny.
Ryan's gonna love this.
So he gives
Sarcasm.
yeah, this leads in. This is pumpkin spice naturally flavored. And the name of the company is Soylent. Now I talked to Kenny. He's like, oh yeah, this is a legit company, blah, blah, blah. And it's 16 grams of plant protein, 39 essential nutrients. It's 11 ounces, right? This is non-alcoholic. The whole container of the bottle is 320 calories. So it's basically like a meal,
Sure.
right? All right. How do I say this?
I have not.
Who names
Yeah.
their company? Now, maybe it's because I'm old.
I haven't seen the movie, so I didn't get it.
You didn't get it. Okay.
That's
See,
different.
that's what I'm saying. So maybe I'm too old and this is going to. So there was a movie called Soylent Green. And there's a book of the same name.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but the actual premise is the Soylent Green and Charlton Heston played in the movie, and he was the guy who discovered everything, and they're dragging him away, and he's like, it's people.
Yeah.
Soylent Green is people. So I don't know who would pick their Soylent as their name of their company.
So we're about to drink people.
Well, yeah, but what's really cool about it? It's pumpkin people, so it's okay.
It's pumpkin people. So
It's pumpkin people, so it's okay. All right, so let's try it.
But that's certainly on par with what we're talking about.
Yeah, I know it's up there. So I don't think any people were actually harmed in making this product. So let's give them the benefit of the doubt on that one. It's got a real creamy
I was gonna say, it looks
texture to it. I mean, it's a little bit off-white color.
smells like
It's-
oatmeal.
It smells like oatmeal. It smells more like oatmeal. I guess that's what grandma smells like. No, I'm just.
It does. It smells like oatmeal. That's the first thing I thought of right away.
All right, smells like oatmeal. You can smell the little bit of spice in there.
Oh yeah.
All right,
It's
listen. It's a light flavor.
Tastes like
It's not
oatmeal.
crazy. It tastes like oatmeal. It tastes like a shake
Yeah.
or something in that thing. It's not unpleasant.
We certainly had worse things, and we certainly talked.
Oh, we've
about
tasted
worse things.
we've tasted worse things. So it's actually it's not bad. It's got like some fiber in there. It's got proteins. It's got your vitamins and stuff like that. It contains soy. I figured that called Soylent.
Sure.
I was hoping that was what the Soylent was, but it's not bad.
No, I could.
It's not
definitely-
bad.
I could definitely
And
see
I'm
this
not a
as
big pumpkin person, but again, it's all about the spice, not the pumpkin.
Right.
I don't. Let me just see something here. I just want
Breakfast-
to. It's a lot of stuff in here.
breakfast
I don't know.
substitute for sure.
Ingredients. I got 10 seconds, so we got to get us out of here.
All right, everybody, you're listening to a train wreck called "It's the Liquor Talking," and we will see you on the other side. You're listening.
There's no pumpkin in here. People, but no pumpkin.
WCRN Radio AM 830. See you on the other side.
Not bad.
It's not terrible.
No, it's. I mean, it's like look as if this is supposed to be like a meal replacement type thing.
Exactly.
This is
It's
a
pretty-
lot better
it's-
than
it's
most I've
pretty good.
had. I will give you that.
Yeah, like I don't know if I would go out of my way to get it, but that said, like
Every time I
If I
got
had-
it, when I see
it'd be
the
fine.
name Soylent, that's all I'm thinking about. Though I'm just letting know the marketing people behind this know that's all I can think of.
and now I'm always going to think of Ryan on a soapbox about Soylent.
That's right. There you go. All right, let's get we're on the break.
Yeah.
We're on the break now. Let's see what else I have in my. Oh yeah, let's try this. Let's try this here.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna try a couple of these over the next couple of weeks, so I can do some on air and some off air. Via Carol Carota Carota. I don't know. You say it. What do you think? It's a famous restaurant in New York City, so I'm Carota. Carota. Via Carota is a restaurant in New York, in Brooklyn, I believe, and they're coming out with a whole lineup of pre-mixed cocktails. So I got to learn how to say it better.
I think
obviously.
last week we did what was it? An Italian ice one.
No, that wasn't theirs.
That
Oh,
wasn't
thank
theirs.
God.
Oh,
That would have been
okay.
horrible. No, this is the first one. I figured we would do this one because not many people make a French 75 craft cocktail ready. It's 11% ABV.
All right.
So I figured we'd try this one. It's got
keeping-
effervescence,
I'm
obviously.
keeping an open mind. I like
Keeping an
French
open mind.
45. This is another one of your
Carota. Via
favorite
Carota.
cocktails, right?
Yeah. And this is a fizzy one.
Very effervescent
It should be.
right off the bat.
So French 75 usually has gin in it. So it's sparkling and gin, and then usually a cube of sugar, that type of thing. So
It's a little tough coming off the Soylent. However,
well, you gotta
that's-
drink it twice.
That's not bad.
John just gave it the New England
The
okay.
New England okay.
It's not bad. Pretty good. I like it. I mean, it's an
Yeah.
upscale. This is an upper scale sort of thing that they're going for. We're going to try a couple of these. They sent me a whole bunch of them so that we could try these on the air.
I could definitely drink that. By
This would be fine. This is
poolside in a hot summer day. It would
yeah.
be
This is
awesome.
like this is 200 mils, so this is like at
Very-
least 2, maybe 3
very refreshing.
drinks.
Very refreshing.
Yeah, it's 11%, so it's refreshing. It hits all the right buttons. It tastes like a French 75.
Doesn't have any of that malt funk.
No, because they're using real ingredients.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Chill,
That's
pour,
why it
enjoy.
tastes good.
It's made with gin, wine, and natural flavors. Serve cold and enjoy anywhere.
That's why it tastes good, because
Yep.
they didn't use the malt funk.
Yeah, they didn't know this is real. This is the real deal.
Perfect. All right.
All right, so
Two thumbs
it's
up.
good. Yeah, I like this one. This is great. Plus, it's a cool looking bottle
It
too.
is.
I mean, it's definitely they went for the upper scale look. They nailed it.
Yeah, that's
It's not like what's the design I'm sort of looking for? What's the
Art Deco.
Art Deco? Yeah, Art
Are
Deco.
they? Are those going to be coming in here?
Yeah, we're gonna get the whole kit and caboodle. That's all supposed to be coming. So
Right,
it's
very
sort of a
nice.
sneak peek,
All
Johnny.
right, everybody. There's what you can take a
All
look
right.
at it.
So when we come back, I think 30 seconds. We're coming back.
Holy moly!
So when we come back, Johnny, let's do. All right, you got your choice. We can do the barrels. You want to do the barrels? Probably
Sure.
should do those.
I haven't tried those yet.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, then we
No.
definitely need to do the new barrels then.
Okay.
All right, so let's get that ready.
All right. We getting close here.
Yeah, we're getting close, and don't forget. 10 seconds. We come back.
All right, everybody. You're listening to It's the Liquor Talking on Radio AM 830 on your double dial.
Well, now we're coming back to the
Sierra.
radio.
Oh, we're coming back. Yeah.
Yeah,
my
come
bad.
back. You lose track.
Oh my God.
Well, Randall Bird is up in the Arctic Circle on sabbatical. He should be back next week. Johnny on the spot is filling in. Frisky Whiskey himself is filling in, and we had two barrel releases this week, and we're gonna try the first one. We're gonna try is our new Larceny barrel proof whiskey. So it's a single barrel. It's barrel strength, and it's at 121.4. We're almost sold out of this already.
I was going to say, by the
It's
time
flew.
somebody hears this and has a second to actually like try.
Yeah,
to
get
order
down here today if you want one.
It's
I mean,
gone.
it's really went fast. It's going fast. It's aged
Bye-bye.
7 years. This one's called Lock and Key. Is our Lock and Key obviously? Steals the Show is the name of this barrel. Steals the Show. And what's really funny is Larceny just had a redesign, and they redesigned this. This is a new program for them. For those of you who don't know, we used to do Larceny barrels all the time. They were 92 or 90, 92 proof.
Yeah.
And this one's 121.4. And they redid the logo, and the logo is looking more and more like the Lock and Key logo. Matter of fact, we stuck our logo on this little metal button
That's awesome.
on this that looks like it's part of the whole thing. So yeah, it's a little bit of a catering to the bottle, but it looks like perfect on it. So this is our barrel of the Larceny. There's a couple barrels, I think, other ones coming in to Massachusetts, but ours is the best. I can't. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
So this is what we would call a wheater. So the next ingredient after the corn in this one is wheat. There's no rye in this at all, and then there's some malted barley, and that's it.
I think suddenly you're down to 11 bottles.
I mean, this came out
Wow.
amazing. I'm really psyched about this one. And like I said, this is not going to last. This is not going to last long. Johnny, you want to give me the other one?
That's very rich. That's delicious.
Came out really good. It's cool looking, and it's great tasting.
What's in the bottle is even better than the look of the bottle.
That's right. And the bottle looks great.
It's
All right. So
fantastic.
the next one we're going to do, this is non-chill filtered also. This is Elijah Craig. These are both basically coming out of Heaven Hill Distillery. Great distillery out of Kentucky. So for those of you who don't know, I was just put into the Order of the Writ in Kentucky by the
Congratulations.
Kentucky Distillers Association. I got my thing up, and they just wrote about it in the Community Advocate. So
Fantastic.
I just got back from Kentucky. I went and visited, of course, Heaven Hill every time I'm there. I at least go to the
So does that give you keys to all the distilleries? Or what does that do?
No, it does nothing like that.
No,
No,
come on.
I know. I was very grateful. I was sponsored by Rabbit Hole Distillery,
good
so it
friend
was
Kave.
yeah. Cave is phenomenal. So this is another new one in. This is Elijah Craig single barrel, but this is the toasted. We did the toasted barrel, uncut and bottled at barrel proof. This one is 115.6. This is 10 years old, and the name of this one is Toast of the Town.
Toast of the town.
Toast of the Town.
Kind of like the Pretenders talk of the town.
Yeah, but only this is the toast because it's
barrel.
toasted.
It's toasted barrel.
Ta-da! There's method to my madness.
Ooh, that
So
smells rich too.
these are coming out. We were lucky and we got to go through a lot of the barrels. This one was a huge standout. As you'll taste in a second.
Oh yeah. Pardon me while I get lost
Now,
in that for a little while.
the
That's
funny part
delicious.
is I had somebody this to me as it says, I'm not really into toasted barrels. I like, the char, blah, blah, blah. Toasted barrels is, you can do both. You can toast and char, but the toasting of the barrel, I think, creates a different sort of mechanism for the sugars to interact with the distillate. This one just hits on all levels.
Wow.
This is a very, very balanced barrel.
57.8 ABV.
Yeah, it doesn't even come close to tasting like that. I mean, this is mother's milk. This is like very easy to drink.
Now that's something I could do one of two ways, right? I could either just not think about it and taste it and just have a conversation with somebody else while I'm not thinking about it and just know that that's delicious. Or it's something I could sit down with and get lost in it for hours.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Easily.
flavors
There's
going on.
so
in
much-
this.
it's
There's a lot
complex,
going
for
on,
sure.
and it's like I said, but the finish and the balance on this is just phenomenal.
I never get time to myself, but sometimes when I do get time to myself and I have a really good bottle of whiskey, it's what I like to do. I just like to get lost in it and just forget about the rest of the world.
There you go. So these are the two new. So right now, there's 4 new barrels that are available. So we have the Center Cut by Old Elk. We have Bully Boy, Wicked Zach. That's available right now. And these 2 new ones, actually we have 5. These 2 new ones, Toast of the Town and Steals the Show. And we also have the new Japanese
The Takamine.
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 I always forget how to say that. Takamine, 21-year-old. So those are all brand new within the last like 2 weeks.
That's great.
So it's whiskey season, people.
It is whiskey season. I can just say, man, in those last 2 weeks, a lot of that is gone. Like
No, those will go, and those are
Those
going to. Some of these
so
are going
quick.
really, really fast.
Yeah.
I am going to let you try something. You get to try this. The final pick is here of Found North. Now, Found North is the Taylor brothers up in there. Chris, my friend Chris is at Risebeck is up there doing stuff. Sammy Karachi
Karachi.
is up there doing these great whiskeys that they're combining different, mostly Canadian.
And they were,
whiskey.
They were also just here as part of.
They were part of the
this
roadshow
weekend.
this past weekend, and Chris came by to see me this week with a bunch of samples for us to go through to pick our next barrel that we're going to do with Found North.
Yeah. And they've really taken off as a company. They're becoming very highly sought after.
Very much so.
Grassroots, and there's a lot of people that have come after them. And I'm just letting everybody know that I do have a bottle of Found North second edition, number 2. If they'd like to trade their car for it, they're welcome to.
Trade their car for it? You need a new car, do you?
They're welcome to come see.
All
me.
right. So this is going to be our new one, and I'll get I just wanted you to taste it. When we get further along to this, I'll give you all the specifics of this whiskey. But at the end of the day, it's one of those type of things. I don't really care. How does it taste?
Fantastic. What are you thinking of calling this one?
Well, if you tasted it, it's got right on the nose. Right on the nose, it's got this like almost a little like maple syrupy sort
Definitely
of
get a hint of maple.
nose to it. As you delve in deeper, there's like this little bit of hint of cinnamon in there,
I see where you're
toffee and stuff like that. So the name of this one is going to be golden bread.
What's that?
So golden bread is sort of our good friendly neighbors to the north in Canada. That's sort of their version of French toast. Canada. That's sort of their version of French toast.
Love it.
So it's going to be called golden bread because it's got all those elements in there. I wanted to give a little bit of shout out that it is Canadian.
Yeah.
And so that'll be our new whiskey from
And
them.
we're not talking no Wonder Bread. We're talking like that thick.
Oh yeah, no,
French
it's like
toast.
it's like French
French
toast.
bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be getting this one in very soon. How much time we got?
We got almost 2 minutes.
All right. So that's we got 2 minutes, and we did. I'm going to give you something that's coming. All right. Let me see if I can do this really fast. This is coming from Tip Top. All right. It is coming from Tip Top, and it is another one I love. Like I love citrus sort of like bourbon drinks and whiskey drinks. This is a penicillin. So this is Scotch whiskey, lemon, ginger, and honey. This is called a penicillin.
Yeah. I love penicillins. I've made them at home many a time.
That's right. So this is good for what ails you. That's why I probably should have given a can of this to Ray today. But this is a penicillin.
Hello, ginger and honey.
Yeah, they go great together.
Although I thought you were a Marianne guy. Right?
I am a Marianne guy. All right.
That's a definite thing.
There's a new breed. I'm just going to put there's a new breed of ready to drink cocktails that are far superior to the other ones. There's the one we had during the break, that French 75.
Yep.
And Tip Top. These are the sort of the upper level now of like what you can expect. Hard to make cocktails that people get wrong all the time. Already made the right way, and you can just buy them in a can and have a drink.
You know what this would be a perfect pairing with?
What?
Sushi.
Sushi. Maybe I will have that later on today. Maybe I get another can of this. All right. We got to get out of here. We got to get ready for sushi Sake Saturday. 2:00. 2:00 today. Sake Saturday. It's a free walk around tasting. Learn about sake. All right. Get us out of here, Johnny.
I think I'm turning Japanese. You're listening to It's the Liquor Talking on WCRN Radio AM 830 on your dial. See y'all later.
See you next week.
Yeah, see y'all next week. Are we doing next week?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Why not?
All right.
Bye, everybody. I will not. Bye now. I'm going to hang this one up. All right. We're done. I think. Hold on. I got to get us off Facebook. Hold on.